Thank you, Presiding Officer. It is a pleasure to speak to the Government's motion today and recognise the success of the education system in Scotland, not for self-congratulation, but in gratitude to teachers, staff, pupils, their parents and families. It's a fact that a record number of our young people are now in work, training or further study after leaving school. 95.7% of school leavers in 2021-2022 were progressing their studies or careers within 3 months. A demonstrable success which we must now build on and strengthen. In preparing for today's debate, I had a wee look back at previous times we've debated vocational and technical qualifications. In 2018, which was the year of the young people, I welcomed the fact that the headline target of the strategy to reduce youth unemployment by 40% in 2021 had been met 4 years early. At that point, I noted that although the broad target was met, there was still a bit of work to do on addressing gender imbalance and on improving opportunities and outcomes among particular groups, such as those who are disabled, care experienced or from minority ethnic backgrounds. I'd like to focus my remarks on that today. I was pleased to hear confirmation last week from the First Minister in her answer to my Education Committee colleague Graham Day that there has been improvements made in attracting disabled young people to apprenticeships, with figures showing that significant progress had been made. Skills development enhanced funding contributions for disabled apprentices in training until the age of 29. The most recent statistics, published by SES on the 14th of February, report that the disability rate for modern apprenticeships starts by the end of Q3 was 14.8%, 2 percentage points higher than the Q3 of the previous year. Just under 3,000 individuals had known disability status or self-identified impairment, health condition or learning difficulty, which was an increase on the same point last year. It is good, particularly for the individuals that are partaking of the apprenticeships, but there is still a lot more work to be done. I hope that with continued strong partnership working between employers, schools and universities, supported by the Developing the Young Workforce groups, that will continue. I have highlighted this example before, but I'll make no apology for doing it again, as it does illustrate well that sort of joint working, and I think Stephen Kerr will appreciate this one. Martin and Son Builders are a small family business in Kilwinning. The owner of the business, Martin, is profoundly deaf after losing his hearing 5 years ago. And one of the reasons why he was keen to be involved with Developing the Young Workforce Ayrshire was to demonstrate to pupils that it's not stopped him from running a successful business. Martin visited St Winning's Primary School for 5 consecutive days to give each of the 5 classes an insight into the building trade. Pupils participated in a series of interactive tasks, including using laser levels, sizing, measuring angles and calculating thermal heat loss. The young people were also introduced to bricklaying and watched a live demonstration of a small wall being erected. As well as introducing the pupils to this career area and allowing them the opportunity to engage in interesting hands-on activity, Martin sent a powerful message to those young people about overcoming challenges and achieving success. The Education Committee has been looking at the experience of disabled children and young people, and particularly their transitions, as part of our scrutiny of Pam Duncan-Glancy's Private Members Bill. At a recent visit to Ayrshire College, I heard about what successful project search courses they run in collaboration with partners, one at Crosshouse Hospital and one at National Trust Scotland, Culzean. These courses provide supported learning students with 800 hours of immersion in the facilities of each host business to become work ready. They told me that many students have progressed from the intensive work focus of project search to achieve paid employment. For example, at University Hospital Crosshouse, several learners have completed the course and then been successfully employed 16+ hours a week as domestics, porters and admin assistants on site at the hospital. Other learners have taken up apprenticeship schemes with local authorities in admin, IT and outdoor activities, building on skills first identified during project search. Several learners have also gained employment with other employers out with the host organisation. Employment at retail outlets and supermarkets have helped many of their students gain their first paid work and build resilience to eventually increase their working hours. Ayrshire College currently employs a previous project search student within its canteen facilities as a cook, and they're delighted that that student has maintained that position for several years. So at a time where a record high number of young people are now in work, training or further study after leaving school, it is appropriate to celebrate that success, but also to be clear that it's time to build on it for all our young people. We need the talent of every single one of them, not just for them to flourish and have a good experience, but for the success of our country. Presiding Officer.
Thank you very much, Mr Maguire.